and welcome to another edition of Beer for Breakfast ABV. I am Danielle from The Moke Show on 91X. As always, I've got Paul Segura, brewmaster from Karl Strauss, with me, and we're super excited because it is Scallywag Week, and that means that I have Cameron from Brouhaha Productions with me. He's basically makes it so that you can get all of the tasty beers that you have at Scallywag, and I've got veterans of Scallywag, Resident Brewing, with me. We've got Craig and we've got Robert. This will be your guys' third year at Scallywag Pouring, so
yep, for sure. Thanks
for coming on with us again.
Thank you.
So before we came on, we tried this delicious beer right here, and it is a wet hop beer. What was it?
It's our wet hop Chasing Citra. So it's our one of our flagship beers, Chasing Citra, that we did a one-off batch, a 10-barrel batch of the wet hop Citra. So all Citra hops throughout. We got 60 pounds of wet hop Citra that was overnighted to us, and we used it like 2 to 3 hours after receiving it. So
overnighted from
Yakima, Washington.
Oh, Yakima.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought they came from Poway, like locally. Yakima.
Not those ones. Wow. Not Citra,
right.
Not Mosaic. Cool. Not the sexy ones.
Beer's tasty, man.
Great.
Very good. Thank you.
Cheers.
Chasing Citra is always like a go-to at beer festivals. Do you guys have any idea what you're going to be pouring this weekend yet?
I know we talked about bringing our new Brute IPA. So that one we're talking about.
All right.
And then I'm not sure what the other couple, because I think we do have maybe 3 that we're pouring this weekend.
Awesome.
Very cool. You guys are probably going to get really busy downtown there.
Hope so, yeah. Hopefully people come before and after the fest.
Pre-party, right?
Yeah, pre-game.
Right? Pre and post.
Or what do they say in Seattle?
Yeah, exactly. A pre-funk.
Pre-funk.
But you know what? It's the perfect pre and post, actually, because Scallywag gets out around 10:30 or so.
Yep.
You still got time. Go up to the local, have some great food, some great beers.
You're still amped up from moshing. Like you got to come down a little bit.
How late are you open?
1, 2, depending on the crowd, really.
2.
Yeah.
2.
See, that's where the Scallywag after party is, and you heard it here first on Beer for Breakfast. So this tasty hazy beer right here, what is this?
Yeah, what are we chasing?
We got the Foggy Diversion. It's one of our popular hazy IPAs. We got some little Citra in there, some Simcoe, and some Vic Secret. So you got some Southern Hemisphere Australian hops. It's got a really good aroma. I always think of juicy fruit gum when I smell this beer. So I think this is one of my favorite hazy IPAs, and so it's on tap now at the brewery. Come try it.
Have you embraced the haze craze? You for it?
Yeah, I think we have. I think we try to do it the right way and not the wrong way. And you know, like everybody always says, it shouldn't be yeasty. It should be juicy. It should be smooth, velvety, and hoppy, but not bitter.
As a beer fan in general, Cameron, what have you been thinking about the hazy IPAs?
Like you said, I mean, if it's done right, I enjoy them. I get full from them quicker, and I'm a guy that likes to drink beer, so I'll usually start with a hazy and then switch over to something else a little lighter. Or, you know, I say all the time, I really kind of miss the whole West Coast IPA thing. I wish people would get back to brewing that style. And not to say that people don't, but I think it's cool. I think it's, I don't know. To me, I feel like it's not a style that I think will be here forever, but it's one we're enjoying today. So.
I like that.
Well, the Great American Beer Festival just made it an official style, so I kind of wanted to think it's going to be around, even though
and it was the largest category for the first year.
Yeah,
so.
Yeah, but that's hype.
See, I like
but
that.
I'm with you guys. I can like deal with a little bit of haziness and like a veil, but I don't want a bunch of yeast in me, man.
Right.
I mean, it just ferments out like the sugar and stuff in my stomach.
So you get a tummy ache.
Yeah,
it's fun. It's
bloated.
It's a fun style. It's making craft exciting. There's something new. There's something that people are experiencing, and these things are growing. Now the brewed IPAs come, which is like the opposite.
The antithesis of the hazy IPA, the brewed IPA, which we are on our second batch of doing. So
exactly.
We're pretty looking forward to that beer coming out pretty soon.
Yeah.
Your guys' IPAs are always like super aromatic, and you get all the hop flavor without a lot of the bitterness.
Yeah. Thanks, Paul.
I like that about your IPAs.
Thank you. Appreciate that. We try.
Great idea.
Late hopping, lots of dry hops.
Late kettle hopping, kettle bursting.
Yeah,
kettle bursting. That should be a band. That should be a band name.
That is a good one.
Kettle bursting.
The Kettle Bursters.
Yeah.
Let's start a band.
If you drink too many of the hazy IPAs, kettle burst.
Burst your own kettle.
can you kind of tell me how Scallywag has been going so far? I know that you were in Denver, Boise. How's it going?
So, stories from the road. It's been absolutely incredible, I'll tell you that. We've had a really great reception everywhere that we've been. So, being in like Denver, for example, we did that during JBF, right? So, to take an event to Denver during JBF that's also got a big beer element, obviously, as being a craft beer festival, was a super risky move, but it absolutely blew doors. It was amazing. If you watch any of the videos that we have on socials, you probably saw it. But it was amazing, and it's been really well received everywhere that we've gone. Up in Seattle, it was great. I was just in Boise last week, 2 weeks ago. Incredible. Like, it was really such a cool experience to take something like this that was born out of San Diego to somewhere like Boise, where people are really getting to kind of experience things that we do, because this is a unique formula to have, you know, this level of talent with this level of breweries. To take this into these other markets, people are blown away. They've never seen anything like it. So it's really pretty fun from a producer's perspective to be there and see the fans and the audience just like really just, you know, blown away.
So, yeah, take me back, let's say like 3.5 years ago.
Yeah.
We've got this idea about Scallywag, this punk rock beer festival.
Right.
Now we're here, our 3rd annual one. It's now gone on the road.
Right.
Like, that's so cool to see grow. And
Totally.
did you think it would turn into this?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Had no idea. Really glad that it has grown to this level, but no, I don't think anybody expected it. But it's certainly something that's being celebrated. Like I said, I mean, I went on the morning news in Boise, and the newscaster that I was on with was just like, I mean, how did this start? Where did this come from? I mean, this is a revolutionary idea. And I'm like, yeah, I've been doing it in San Diego for 3 years.
And it's funny, because I remember after the first Scallywag, it was, you know, it's finishing up, everything's packing up, and I remember we're sitting there at that table, and I remember thinking like, man, like, Rancid would be so rad to see on a Scallywag, and like here it is, there's headlining it, and I'm so stoked.
That's what's been so cool about this, is it's exactly like you said. All the things that we had hoped for, all the things that we thought about like in its infancy when we were putting this together, we're starting to see come to fruition. And, you know, in the bands that we've dreamed about having, and the breweries that we've like, you know, hope to have participate. You know, we have such a cool offering of breweries that participate now, such a great, you know, selection of bands every year, and it just keeps getting better and better and better. So,
well, the breweries dig going because they can see the bands and listen to the bands, right?
Right.
I mean, and doing it at Denver, I think, is a genius thing, because brewers are punk, man.
Totally.
So it was Wednesday, right, before JBF? Or was
No.
it Tuesday?
No, it was the Saturday.
Saturday.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wait.
It's after the medal ceremony.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's right.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
It was a good weekend in Denver.
All right, so yeah, I mean, you're going to get a huge contingent of the brewers.
That's
going to
actually, so when we were talking about doing it and making the decision, do we take this to Denver, especially during JBF, was talking to brewers and saying, and the brewers we talked to were San Diego brewers, a lot of them, saying, would you want to go? And they're like, yes, please.
Yeah.
Anything to get me out of the city, away from those events, away from, like, they're burned out. By the time it comes Saturday, they're like, give me something. And that's what's so great is a key thing, like being burned out. People are burned out on beer festivals, and that's what's so great about this, is it offers so much more. It's not just a beer festival. It's a celebration of beer that goes in, you know, hand in hand with the lifestyle of beer. I've always said there's, when you know, punk rock and metal are the two musics that beer's brewed to. I mean, it really is, like, those are our anthems that, like, when people are in the brew house and they're brewing, they're listening to punk rock. If you go in there in
Michael
the morning,
McDonald, but
and Michael McDonald, Christopher Cross, that happens from time to time, you know.
other than that, yes.
So yeah, I mean, it's
He's a Florida guy.
is it
Yeah.
Florida?
No,
You
no,
know.
This
no.
makes so much more
East
sense
Coast.
now.
Right?
Not
Right?
Florida.
You
comes
came from that
together.
one brewery, just saying.
All right. Never going to live that down.
So, Rad, so Scallywag this week. Resident, like we said, this is going to be your guys' 3rd time there. But you guys also have a release coming up a little bit later this month. If I'm correct, it's the 27th, right?
So we have an online bottle sale on October 24th. That's through Brown Paper Tickets. You can also check our Facebook page, our events page for that.
Please tell the operator, Nick Smith.
You never know what's going to happen. Thanks, Joy.
Who's Nick Smith anyway?
Right? God, what a generic name.
Oh, that's me. I got to go.
That's your alias.
But it's for this beer, right? This is what you guys are releasing?
Correct. Yep.
Okay.
What is it?
Remember
So this
this
is-
beer, last year's version And it was delicious.
This is our third version. So the first version was Saison Prestige Nectarine with Masamoto nectarines from Fresno area. The second version was unfruited. It was just all barrel fermented. And this one is barrel fermented with Masamoto Gold Dust peaches.
My eyes are really open now.
Third version.
This is really damn good. It's got just the right amount of tartness.
Yeah.
Like it's not super like, face puckering.
Yeah.
You taste the fruit. It's got a lot of really delicious stone fruit.
Yeah.
Yep.
Dry.
Minerally, yeah, getting that cool mineraliness that I love on these barrel-aged Saisons.
Yeah, the peach aroma really comes out and just hits you in the face. And this beer is a ton of work. I mean, we blending up hundreds of pounds of peaches, cutting them by hand and then blending them with a huge immersion blender, pouring them in the barrels. They go from the barrels, sit in the barrels for a few months, into the tank, and then into the bottles, bottle conditioned. So there's so many steps to this beer. It's anybody that makes a barrel fermented Saison, they know it just really takes a lot of work. So
at what point do you start this beer? Like from beginning to end, how long does it take?
over a year.
Over a year.
So you guys are already started next year's.
We have other
Yeah,
barrels,
we have-
correct?
we have more going right now.
Our unfruited versions that we're playing around with new fruits and new combinations.
How fun!
Is the Saison a core beer for you, and this is one that you've barrel aged, or is it a base beer that you always have available, or is it a beer that's specifically brewed just for barrel aging?
So we do have a Saison that we have often. I wouldn't say all the time. Just we don't use enough Saison yeast year round. But yeah, there's a beer called Golden Kiss that we brew that's about 6% that we won a few medals for in LA and San Diego. And it's all it was, a part of it for me was to put this in barrels. I bought barrels and drove them up from with my kids down to San Diego like 3-4 months before the brewery was even open.
And did you say they're Chardonnay barrels?
Yep, all Chardonnay barrels from Napa. Nice. Yep, French oak. Yep.
I like the bubbles. It keeps kind of bubbly on my tongue.
Tiny bubbles.
Tiny bubbles.
I think there's little chunks of peach floating around.
Yeah, you might
They call
find
that
little,
peach fuzz.
Yeah, peach fuzz.
Oh, is that what that is?
Well, it's real peach
Cameron, you're
now.
all over this.
Bits of real panther something in there.
Yeah, we had a coarse filter on it, just like a stainless steel filter, but we did not have like a full, plate filter type situation.
I wasn't complaining, mind you. I actually think it adds to the flavor.
Yeah, well, we also want people to know it's real peaches.
Yeah, well.
Are you sure?
No extract. Like, you can see them in there.
I don't know. Those look like
They're not trying to
artificial
pull one over
peaches
on
to
anybody.
me.
Those are intentional peach chunks.
I got the second pour, so I don't have any peach little bubbles.
Are you jealous?
It gets better as you get to the bottom of the
We also have Beer Week coming up. Do you guys have anything special going on for Beer Week?
We'll definitely have a bunch of one-off beers that we're going to do downtown. We're working on a beer dinner. We've got, what else we have going on?
We have a
collabs?
huge...
Collabapalooza.
Yeah, we are doing a collab with Thunderhawk.
Thunderhawk.
Nice. Those guys are fun.
Yeah, those guys are great.
Yeah.
So that'll be coming out soon. We might have another Brute on by that time. We have a huge Imperial Stout that's coming out.
How huge?
It's huge.
Huge?
Huge enough to break stuff. So
Sounds like
Break
fun.
my liver.
yeah, it's
Break our mash tun.
13 or 14%.
Wow, that
it's
is
still
huge.
it's still fermenting out, so we'll see what it is, and then we'll have some kettle sours on tap for sure. Just and a bunch of one-off kegs that we'll do different style treatments in, some fun
And
stuff. Yeah.
what's the best way to keep up with everything going on Resident?
Instagram is where we keep the most up to date, but it also is tied into Facebook as well. So either one of those is the best way.
Sweet, guys. Well, looking forward to seeing you this weekend at Scallywag.
Can't wait.
Yeah.
It's going to be a great time.
Can't wait.
Make sure you come out. Bring your drinking pants on, your dancing shoes, your stomping shoes. I don't know.
I was told to bring my drinking face,
Well, that's-
and now I find out there's drinking pants.
There's all there's socks.
Bring your
there's
pretzel
gloves.
necklace.
Bring your mosh
Drinking
suit.
gloves? I've never seen anyone in drinking gloves.
Oh, hey, I
That's
hear
the thing, Scallywaggers.
drinking gloves. If you cut off the fingers, then you're good. Scallywag this weekend. Trust me, this isn't an event you want to miss out on. We have all been to Scallywag. It is so much more than a beer festival. It is so much more than a punk rock show. It's everything you could possibly want and more right there at Waterfront Park. You really don't get any better
Right.
than Waterfront Park.
Awesome venue.
And it's October in San Diego. This is the perfect weather.
Absolutely.
So we will see you at Scallywag this weekend. See you on Friday. You want to come in and talk to John
Yes,
and
I
Jared
do.
about some awesome resident
I do
beers?
want to tell everybody where they should be and what to be drinking. Yes.
Basically, you want to be at Scallywag, and then afterwards you want to go to Resident so that you can have some more beer and some more food.
I'm gonna.
That's where we're all going to be. Come hang out with us.
All right.
Thanks, guys, and
Cheers.
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 Yeah.
Oh, cheers.
We need louder glasses.
I know, right? Come on.
91X.